Hello and welcome to the Goat Shed. Today I am going to do a little demonstration. I'm going to transplant a couple of plants, some that people are kind of afraid of trying to grow. Don't be scared. I may kill them, but I didn't make that much of an investment. Uh, we had our first frost here in East Central Texas. Day before yesterday. So we've all determined it's winter. Really, in Texas, we only have, for the most part, two seasons. We get winter and we get summer. It's either really hot, or it's really cold, or it's really dry, or it's really wet. We are given to extremes, and we just learn to live with it. Although I have to say today is absolutely perfectly gorgeous outside, and that's where I should be, digging in the dirt instead of inside playing around with ornamentals. I've not brought ornamentals into the goat shed heretofore, but I was feeling a little blue, and I read something that told me that I needed to find myself a plant that had some nice round leaves, and that would help to bring happiness into my home. And plants are always nice to have in your house anyway. So one of the first things that I did was I bought this that looks kind of like a little jade plant. Not sure if it's a jade or not, but it's got the beautiful little round leaves. Came in a plastic pot and came with a pot. I'm probably not going to worry with transplanting this one for a while because I think he'll be just fine. The main thing with succulents and really a lot of plants is people have a tendency to overlove them. They just want to water them and water them and water them, and that's usually what kills them. So if you have plants and you say I can't grow plants, basically you have to leave them alone, and they'll kind of tell you, when they look a little wilty, and I may need a little water. Anyway, I also purchased an African violet, which is something that a lot of people will avoid because they can be difficult to grow. And people think you have to have a special light and all this special stuff. But I had an African violet for many years that lived quite well, sitting basically on a dining room table. They seem to like an eastern exposure, so they get some nice sunlight in the morning, and then they don't get burned up by the heat that would come in a west window. So this guy's going to go to live in an east window, which I have right over here by my sink. I'm going to end up having to clean off trim this guy up a little bit. I am going to end up pulling off the dead flowers, which is a good thing to do. But over by my sink, I have an eastern windowsill, and I'm just going to have to clean it off because it's got a bunch of junk sitting on it. But that's okay, because it'll be worth it to make room for this beautiful little flower that hopefully will bring me many years of joy and flowers. Yeah. So anyway, I've got all of his junk cut away from him, and I'm just going to squeeze the end of the pot and kind of get an idea what it looks like. He's not root bound or anything like that, but always when I transplant a plant, I kind of pull around the roots. It looks mean, I know, but the roots have been growing around in a circle, and you don't want them growing in a circle anymore. You want them to be able to spread out. The other thing I have, a lot of times I would put rocks in the bottom, but I'm not going to. I have a bag of Miracle-Gro here, and I typically do not use Miracle-Gro. If I'm growing food, I'm going to avoid Miracle-Gro because it's got stuff in it. It's got fertilizer and stuff to make flowers bloom, and it's not organic. Miracle-Gro does produce an organic potting soil, think they call it Nature's Way or something like that. So if you are going to do food, I recommend that you do organic. I sometimes will mix my own potting soil, but we'll deal with that another day on a different video. So anyway, I'm going to take this little guy and I'm going to put him in here. I put a little soil in the bottom, and he's probably about an inch from the top. Now I'm going to go around adding soil and squishing it down until, because this pot was a little bit smaller than this pot. And for like I said, for these purposes, Miracle-Gro is great. You're going to grow ornamentals, not something you're going to eat, because I have a tendency to stay as organic as possible in growing when I grow food. Also with regard to what I put in the ground or on the ground. Anyway, not crazy about pesticides or insecticides or herbicides. Sometimes you just got to eat around those caterpillars. What can I say? I'm trimming some of the leaves that are not in the best of shape and getting rid of those. This guy had a stick stuck in him. Don't know why. For now, I'm going to stick it back in there. And before I put him on the windowsill, I'm probably going to give him just, maybe it's a har, I don't know, a little bit of water. And just to moisten the soil. And if the soil seems to sink down some, I may add some more potting soil. So anyway, that's it. That's that simple. I made a lovely mess, as you can see. And I'm going to get rid of this Miracle-Gro potting soil, which you can buy on Amazon.com. You can buy almost everything on Amazon.com. And I am an affiliate for. So if you see any of these lovely gardening things, I will put a link down at the bottom of my video. Alright, right quick, so I don't want to make a long, drawn-out video. The other thing I purchased is Mini Plant Growers Nightmare. And I've never purchased one that was this small before. Sorry, I had to peel the stickers. I purchased this orchid. He's supposed to make that pretty red flower. It'll be a minute before it gets around to making that pretty red flower. Orchids also, I had one for 16, 17 years until someone root pruned it when I was gone. And it killed it, because orchids basically are epiphytic. What that means is they grow on or in bark in trees. So they don't really need soil. And as a result of that, apparently they don't really need to come out of this package either. As a result of that, I purchased, oh, he's so tiny. He is just so tiny. And this is a great big pot. I purchased the Special Orchid, Better Grow Special Orchid, which I will use some of, and I'll probably never use it again. But I can always mix it in with, I don't know, something else if I need to grow something. I guess I was ill prepared. Let's try this again. I don't know if my fingers are weak or if they just made things harder to open. I've heard this discussion with many people. Alright, we're going to need to look at this little puppy and see exactly what we're dealing with here. See, they have him down in he's just such a baby. Such a baby. And as you can see, he's grown in bark, and these are the roots that need air. They actually live, they don't live down in the bark so much as they will grow out of the bark, thus the holes to let them grow out. This is a big pot. This is going to be a lot of soil to try to start this little orchid, but we're going to give it a shot. It may not make it. I don't know. I've never started one quite that small before. And basically what this is bark with some great, what appears to be great big pieces of perlite in it. So we're going to just kind of fill him up. And then I'm going to set him down in here. Just kind of make a little indentation and set him down in there. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of bark around for those roots to kind of be able to grab onto, because that's what they do in the wild, is the roots kind of wrap themselves around the tree, and I guess that helps them hold on to wherever they live. They don't require a lot of light. They live under the canopy, basically. So an eastern window for this, my windowsill after today is going to be pretty full up. So, anyway. I also, if you look behind me, decided that I needed, at the suggestion of the thing I read about happiness, that I needed to purchase for myself some flowers, some fresh flowers to have. And so I did. And I bought these 2 roses, and they came with the baby's breath, and I threw them in there. The red rose is significant of, basically, of love, usually signifies true love. But I love myself, so I bought myself a red rose. And the yellow rose is significant of friendship. So I bought myself a yellow rose to remind myself that I am indeed my friend. Anyway, from the jungle, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was somewhat educational. And if you can think of any of these garden products that you might like to purchase from Amazon, again, I'm going to leave a link down at the bottom of the video. All right, so until next time, have a great day.